Hello, the internet. Welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefi, and today we're going to be talking about the video made by GamerBraves, where they talk about the Waifu versus Meta. And the issue is not they are them talking about this. The issue is the way they say it. They are making meta players looking bad, calling them miserable players, while they are just nothing more than hypocrites. And again, I don't like getting into videos or talking about other content creators because what I think most people should do is focus on community versus company. That's what's important for every game to get better long term, not players versus players. So let's react to this video. It was uploaded, I think, 3 days ago. Yep, being a meta chaser makes games not fun. Waifu versus Meta.
Is it better to follow the meta of some nerd's tier list or your own maid dress loving heart? We'll find out.
So first thing, right? Is it better to follow, the waifus that you like or follow some nerd? Now, first thing that got me mad was that if we go to GamerBraves, your website, I'm not sure if you work for them or you own the site, right? But if you go to the About GamerBraves, we are a bunch of geeks and nerds from Malaysia. So who are you calling nerd? Most people who play gacha games are people who enjoy anime, manga, and collecting characters. Nerds, if you want to call them that, whatever you want to say. And this is the reason why I got mad with the video, not because your opinion, you can have an opinion, it's because you are putting things while doing exactly the opposite. So let's keep watching this.
GamerBraves. Have you ever seen those mobile game ads? I mean, I can't think of a single mobile game that doesn't use the power of hot girls to sell it. Even Fortnite took Chun-Li and put her in some yoga pants, and I'm pretty sure that month went pretty well for them. It's kind of insane, because games like Genshin Impact have characters who are scientifically designed to be as attractive as possible.
This is completely true. And this is what I was saying, that the problem is you need to be community versus company. Companies design their games so you stay as long as possible playing and you spend as much as possible either or time, your in-game resources, or ultimately money to get those characters. This is what I don't like MiHoYo, and I think they are one of the worst communities out there, because if you tell anyone who plays League of Legends real sucks, they will agree with you. If you tell anyone who plays any Activision Blizzard game, Activision Blizzard sucks, they will agree with you. If you say MiHoYo sucks, people will get mad at you and will defend the company when they have talks on YouTube that you can find where they talk about how they design their characters to appeal to young single males, because they are the ones that can spend more money and because they have no life. Literally, that's what the CEO of MiHoYo said on the talk. And it's like, all right, I don't like that's why I don't like the Genshin community, and what I don't like MiHoYo games, and I'm still debating if I want to play Star Rail or not.
And yet this nerd on a tier list will tell you that actually you shouldn't be using Lisa, you should be using Albedo.
Okay, so like I was saying before, you calling someone nerd, and if we come here and if we find tier lists on GamerBraves, I'm pretty sure. Okay, yep. So again, I'm not sure if you own the website or if you work for them, but you calling someone nerd that make tier lists, but you put them on your website to get those clicks, it's not the best look. But let's keep going.
Albedo! He's a character who's talked about as God's gift to women of Tevat, and yet when he actually became playable, looks like a Q-tip rolled around in cat hair. Indeed, if you're
I don't play Genshin, so I'm not going to comment too much when he says specific things about this.
the kind of person who plays things for the meta, and let's face it, a lot of games will expect this of you, you're going to end up doing a lot of things you don't necessarily like, all in the name of that sweet victory scream.
That's Barbara, right? I think, the healer. So even if you play only waifu, if you play gachas, you will do things that you usually don't like. Dailies and weekly missions in most mobile games suck, and most people don't like them, but they do it even if you play waifu or meta because you want those resources. So once again, it's not a player problem, it's how the companies made those games problem.
However, not all hope is lost. There exists a second breed of player, one not bound by such flimsy arguments as DPS or team synergy on the objective. We are the Waifu Men, where our only criteria for picking a character is how hot they are.
Not sure what game is this, but looks nice. 99% of people who play mobile games, and gacha games specifically, play because they like collecting waifus and husbandos. There are probably only a couple gachas out there that are not focusing on character design. One example could be Limbo's company that recently released it. Super good game, go try that out.
It's a system that works great for gacha games, not so much in anything else, and pretty much a lawsuit magnet for any kind of professional decision. I keep hearing about how people need to pull for characters like Modernia in Nikke because she's SS tier, and not because, you know, she's cute and apparently has her entire body covered in nylon. Yes, to the waifu.
Completely true once again, but my issue is not, if you need to pull or not. My issue is how you are wording things. If you like Modernia, pull for her. If you don't like Modernia, pull for your waifus. But I think most people, if you tell them waifu over meta, they will agree with you. Because most people know that. They like certain characters more than others. I do love Novel in Nikke, but I don't use her, even if I have her with full T9 gear, because she sucks compared to other characters, and I like progression, I enjoy progression, so...
Players, all characters are welcome as long as you're attracted to them. I mained the launcher in DNF Duel well when she was busy cleaning the floors of every tier list.
Yep.
I mained Mitsuru in Blaze Blue Cross Tag and Elfelt in XR. The only difference is I didn't main them because I saw a tier list that said they were top tier. I played them because
a tier list on your website, for example?
of, you know...
Completely valid reason.
Why bother following a meta at all then? Well, in a lot of games, especially gacha games like Nikke, Genshin, Honkai, these are all requirements. The late game content is usually very much geared to these players.
I disagree. So here's the thing, when the game starts, it's true that if you don't play meta, you will not get to end game super fast. But if we're talking about free-to-play players, it doesn't matter because you are not reaching end game when the whales are doing it. And when you reach endgame, there's going to be plenty of videos with specific teams for the characters that you like doing endgame. We could go to YouTube and search for the Lisa team to clear Genshin Impact's, I don't remember, it's the Abysm or something like that at the endgame. And you can find videos on Lisa teams. You don't need to play meta, but if you want to progress faster, which is what most people playing mobile games want, to have that sense of progression, it's better to follow a meta, obviously.
Then you pull more of them. However, for the waifu players, our option is just to not play. For the waifu player, we're more than content to just pull for our favorite characters, and if we can't beat the next level, then we'll just play the lower levels, I guess.
And this is a good take. My issue, once again, is this is not your take. You are insulting the people who like playing waifu, sorry, meta, and then you are calling them nerds, while in that room, which you could be considered a nerd by most people, and there's not a problem. That's not... Why would you try to divide the community? That's my issue, so let's keep going.
Naturally, this does have its downsides, because the main joy you get in the game will be getting that character, and a lot of gacha games are built around not just getting the character. You see that in Genshin with the constellation system, Genshin and Honkai where you also need to pull for the weapon. Getting duplicates of Yae Miko is never gonna feel as good as that first time you got Yae Miko. And even if I get Alicia in Honkai, I am not going to be motivated to get her personalized bow. Because at the end of the day, you're not gonna have the bow on the bridge interacting with you. And you're definitely not going to spend money to pull for it, because spending money to pull for the bow is never going to feel as good as spending the money to put Alicia in the maid dress.
That's another completely different topic that we could get into. What's worth spending on what's not worth spending on mobile gaming. But I agree that usually skins are better for your money than getting resources that you'll end up getting anyway with time. Overall, generally, unless you are spending like big amounts, it's never a good idea to spend on resources. But that, again, is my opinion.
Seriously, I've heard from meta chasers before, and they sound like some of the most miserable people on the planet. Oh,
this is the main topic, but again, I think it's bullshit that you are saying this while also running a website where you have tier lists and information constantly on games and are calling them miserable. Who is miserable? Your employees, if you are the owner, your co-workers, if you work for GamerBraves. Just have some common sense and don't try to divide players. What do you gain from this? Absolutely nothing. You could have said your opinion without trying to insult anyone, and you would have gotten better responses. If you go to your Reddit post where you share this video, which is where I got it from, you'll see most people don't like your opinion because how you phrase it, not because they disagree with you. People like waifus.
you need to pull for this character because she's the top percentile fire DPS or whatever. I think so many people forget that playing games isn't supposed to be a job. The kinds of people who say you need to pull for a character or you need to play a specific way are probably the same types of people who say you need to watch all of Star Wars or need to play all of Kingdom Hearts. Like, this hobby is for fun, really. You can just have fun. Sometimes you just want to do things for fun.
So here you are calling them gatekeepers, basically, but you are also gatekeeping the people who just enjoy meta. I enjoy getting a new game and looking at the spreadsheets for hours because that's fun to me. I want to see, okay, what's the most optimal progression for farming this game? When I'm done, I'll get moved to the next game. And that's what I enjoy. And I'm not against people who just want to play chill at their own pace and get their waifus.
And installing all these weird prerequisites is just kind of a pointless gatekeeping to make yourself feel better.
Oh,
I'm
gatekeeping, yeah, what you were
literally
saying.
just pressing the button to make the cute girl do cute things. And if that cute thing happens to be a sick combo, then that's all the better for me.
And again, if you said only that, most people will have no problem if you leave out the part where you say meta chasers are miserable, and also where you say, you know, you should not gatekeep, but my opinion, it's the most important one. Like, the whole video sounds like, guys, my opinion is better than if you are a meta chaser. And that's the issue.
Sure, I'll probably never make it to late game content, but if that means I don't have to stay up at night doing Excel sheets looking at which character is going to be best and then plotting how many weeks I have to eat instant cup noodles so I can build that team, then that's all the better for me.
Again, lies. You will see in most gacha games, free-to-play teams constantly popping up from people who are building those, who are theory crafting those teams and then putting them into practice. Even a lot of whales get to, you know, theory craft on free-to-play teams because they have the resources and the time to do so. And so the issue is not if you can get to endgame or you can't. So the whole argument of I can get to endgame because I'm playing this specific character, it's probably like any gacha play that you can, you'll probably find resources online for the characters that you like with the specific team compositions. So once again, this argument just falls apart by itself.
The Waifu Vs Meta discussion evolves a little bit when you get into fighting games, because obviously there are top tier characters in fighting games, and if your only goal is to win, then you'll probably want to play them.
So we'll skip the next section, which is him talking about fighting games, because I agree, in fighting games, it doesn't matter if you play meta or waifu, and you can play your waifu. I will have the link in the description below if you want to see the full video, but I don't want to make this like a 30-minute long video.
It's fun, and I hope she comes to Strive. Please come to Strive. Now, if you're a meta player, I don't think you're an entirely joyless android. Still, I think hanging your enjoyment on something on the results is not going to be entirely healthy. It's a lot of effort to maintain.
Healthy? You are playing gacha games. There's nothing healthy about playing gacha games, about using social media, about consuming these type of things. Don't talk about healthy. It's not healthy. You run a website or you work for a website that puts out literally 10 articles a day or more, just so you can get those clicks, so you can keep people reading on your website. I'm not sure if you run ads. You probably run ads here, right? Popularizer Google Ads, and you also do double click. So you run 2 networks for advertisement and you publish again more than 10 articles per day because you want to keep people here. So don't talk about healthy habits, please.
Especially since you're going to lose. It's statistically unavoidable. That's just how that's going to work. I think it's a lot easier to just focus on the simple things in life, i.e. cute girls doing cute things. Especially if they have weirdly erotic climbing noises. Are you a meta player?
Completely true. And again, this is a good take. The whole video could have been that take instead of saying meta chasers are miserable.
Or are you a waifu player? Let us know in the comments below. This has been Watermelon from GameBraves, and please like and subscribe this video so one day I can meet Daisuke in person and grovel.
Okay, so the video ends here. Basically, I don't have anything personal against you. Like, I don't care. I just think it's a shitty take and a bad take. Where when you focus on dividing the community, no one wins. Well, that's a lie. The company wins, the game company wins, which is good for them. If we talk about the community, we need to be together. We need to be the ones that are pushing against them and not care about, oh, you play with this character or with that character, then you are a bad person or you are a joyless android because you play with this meta instead of only playing with wife. To each their own, obviously. Again, I don't dislike neither your website nor you nor your content usually. I just think this is a really huge L and a bad take. Let me know in the comments what you think. about this, guys, if you think it's a good take or not, and if you usually play Waifu or Meta. Like always, if the videos are useful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.